Bonjour les élèves. These notes are about le partitif. Now bear with me, there's a lot that I'm going to say in these notes, so make sure you write a lot down. When talking about a quantity of food, which is what we're talking about in this chapter, and many other things, it's necessary to use a definite article or the partitive article. So let's take a second first and let's just review what we've learned before. The indefinite articles, which are to say a or an in English, those are the words on or une. Now, these notes are actually really important because if you think about it, if you go to a French-speaking country, you have to eat. And if you have to eat, you're going to have to order food. Well, you're only going to use en and une before a noun when you actually want the whole thing. Like if you want like une pomme for an apple or un pamplemousse. Now, the definite articles, if you remember what we've learned before, those are the words le, la, les, or l'apostrophe, and they mean the. The way that we use them, I'll kind of explain here in a minute. Now, these notes are going to explain the partitive article, which in English actually means some. We've used this before, like if we say like des amis, some friends. So we're going to use the definite articles, which are le, la, and les, when you're referring to a specific item. So, for example, if we want to say le pamplemousse est au frigo, the grapefruit is in the fridge. We want to refer to that specific grapefruit. We'll use le in front of it. Or, and this is the time that we'll most likely use it, when we're talking about something in a general sense, like just saying, chocolate is delicious. Le chocolat est délicieux. Or les enfants aiment le lait. Children love milk. I want you to notice that in the English translations, chocolate is delicious. We don't use the word the in the English translation. But in French, you can never have a noun without something in front of it. And when we're talking about things in a general sense, with like likes and dislikes, you'll use the definite article. So things to remember about the definite article. It's often used in English when we would not use an article before the noun. So like we would say in English, coffee is my favorite, but in French you would say, le café est mon favori. And it's often used in sentences that express likes and dislikes. So I want you to remember this. When you use verbs like aimer, adorer, détester, and also préférer, likes and dislikes, that's when you're going to use the definite article before a noun. You'll never go from one of these verbs straight to a noun without le, la, or les in front of them. Okay, so you'll use the partitive article when you want to say some. So we'll use this when we are wanting, like the name indicates, part of a whole. So when we want to say some or any in English. Par exemple, vous avez du café, you have some coffee, or je commande de la viande, I'm ordering some meat. So things that I want you to remember about using the partitive. Even though we might omit the partitive in English, it cannot be omitted in French. Like in English, we could say, I would like cake, or I would like some cake. In French, it absolutely must be, je voudrais du gâteau. So look, there you go. You're learning a new word, the word for cake. But in French, you can never leave out that word du. And it has to be du because you don't want the whole cake. If you did, you'd use en gâteau. But if you really just want a piece of cake, you're going to use the partitive article du in front of it. So what are the partitive articles? Well, you're going to use the word du in front of masculine nouns to say some, de la in front of feminine nouns, des with plural nouns. De à l'apostrophe will be used with singular nouns that start with a vowel sound. So these are the words that you're going to use in front of nouns to say some. These are your partitive articles. Okay, so I have a couple sentences that I really want you to try. So what I'd like for you to do is maybe pick a couple of these, maybe do all of them, the more the better. And I want you to write them in your notes, go through, fill in the blank, pause the video, and then I'll show you if you have the right answer. Alright, so if you paused the video, these are the answers that you would have in the blank. To say I'm eating some of a tartine, you would say de la tartine, because it's feminine. I would like some ice cream would be de la glace. I love bananas. J'adore des bananes. J'adore les bananes because it's a like. We want to use only le, la, les. And then I want some eggs. Je veux des œufs. And I hate coffee. Je déteste le café because it's a dislike and you only use definite articles with it. Alright, so those are those answers if you want to check to see if you got those correct. Alright, now one other point I want to make. If you're going to use these sentences in negative statements, remember to make a sentence negative, you always put ne and pas around the verb of the sentence. And also in negative sentences, and this is something that's easy to forget, the words une, on, and des must change to de or des apostrophe. All of the forms of the partitive also are going to change to de or des apostrophe. So where you would say, I'm buying some bread, you would make that negative by saying, je n'achète pas de pain. You would change the du to de after the word pas. So to put it simply, you'll never use du or de la or de or de à l'apostrophe after the word pas. All of those will change to de instead. Okay, so again, I have some sentences that I want you to try. I want to see if you can, in your notes, make these sentences negative. Maybe you could pause the video and then check your answers. Alright, so if you're going to make this sentence, I have some ice cream. If you're going to make that negative, that's going to become, I can't find my pointer here. There we go. Je n'ai pas de glace, where ne and pas go around the verb a, and then the de la changes to de. To say I did not prepare a tartine, je ne prépare pas de tartine. To say I'm not buying a grapefruit, je n'achète pas de, oh, I'm running out of room, so I'll put it down here. Pamplemousse. Et la dernière, numéro 4, to say I don't like coffee, je n'adore pas. And then you can use le after pas. That does not have to change, even though these, the en, une, and en, and de la did have to change. Le can stay the same after pas. Okay guys, so that does it for the partitive articles. Just remember what they are and that they mean some. And also remember that you use the definite articles after likes and dislikes, and that you'll use en and une when you actually want to say a whole thing, like une tartine or un pamplemousse. That does it. Au revoir les élèves.